Well, thanks so much for joining us. My name is Brian. I'm with Very Good Ventures, and today we are talking Flutter and GenUI. So first, Flutter. If you haven't, if you haven't used Flutter before, it is a cross-platform application framework, and so you can see that we've actually got this same app running on Chrome here, which is a really nice experience, compiled to WASM or WebAssembly. We've also got the same app running on Android and iOS. So that's the beauty of Flutter. It's one code base running against all these different devices. It could also be a Mac OS, Windows, or Linux app as well if you wanted it to be. Now, we're combining Flutter with the magic of GenUI, which is a new way to build user interfaces. But you don't have to build them all. You can allow Gemini or any large language model to build these user interfaces. So what we've got is a financial simulator. Essentially, it's a way to help someone plan the next moves in their life from a financial perspective. So we can go ahead and get started. Now, this is going to be a personalized experience. It's just like a normal interaction with any model, where you can kind of give it your context, give it your specific information, and it can really personalize the information it gives back. So in this case, like say you're a beginner, and you've got a specific goal you want to focus on. So yeah, say maybe you want to retire early. So we can go ahead and type that in, and now we move into the GenUI side. So those first two screens, those were static Flutter screens to kick off the conversation. And now we have kicked off a conversation with Gemini. But rather than having a conversation that's purely text-based, we've given Gemini the ability to speak in UI. And that's what GenUI does. We give Gemini what we call a catalog, which is essentially your design system wrapped up with some information on how to use your design system. So we've given Gemini the ability to render all these different design system components. In this case, it wants the user to select one of three options. So rather than it sending a bunch of text back to the user like, hey, please write back to me one of these three options, it shows a radio button because we've given Gemini radio buttons to work with. So in this case, if you want to retire early, let's say you want to have an abundant, luxurious lifestyle in retirement. So we'll say, okay, Gemini, I want that kind of lifestyle, and then I'll hit next. And just like you would with a normal back and forth with a model, it takes that information, and then it's gonna ask you another question. And so in this case, like, what is your timeline? Like your current age, let's just say you're 33 and you wanna have an early retirement at 46, for example. We go ahead and hit continue. We've passed this information back to Gemini, and Gemini is now building the next step in the conversation. And like I said, rather than it just being a wall of text back and forth, it's a much more rich visual and app-like experience. We haven't chosen any of these questions to ask. We've just given Gemini the ability to ask these questions and these different UI components or design system components to make it happen. And we've given it a system prompt to say, hey, lead the user through a series of questions, ask them a few things about where they're at in their life, their financial situation, all personalized to them. And then we say, once you've got enough information, please present them with a dashboard or a plan to show how on track they might be to reach the goal that they've selected. So right now, Gemini has taken all of the information we've given it, and it is producing a final dashboard, and it's saying, hey, just as a heads up, if you are trying to retire early, or I guess in this case what Gemini is calling fat fire, then you might be a little bit off track, or there might be a bit of work to do in this case. It's really cool because we've given Gemini the ability to render graphs, these different cards, and even provide additional information and options. So, hey, it seems like I'm off track with my fire. What can I do? So how can I find an additional $500 a month in savings? And this journey can keep going and going because it's all driven by a back and forth with a large language model, all running cross-platform. So this exact same app does work on Android and iOS, and it's the exact same experience, exact same code base. And it's just working out of the box because of the power of Flutter. So that's what's great. So that combines GenUI with the power of Flutter to build dynamic, personalized user interfaces that are brand safe, brand compatible because you provide the design system, and it runs everywhere you might need to meet your clients or your customers. And that's the power of GenUI and Flutter.